David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Home court advantage goes to the Cavaliers, playing here in Quicken Loans Arena. Well, we've got great front courts in this matchup. Since you played, both forward positions have evolved and become a little bit different.
You ever think, Kevin, about some of the great players in the 80s and 90s that had the skill set to do some of the things that we're asking of today's players?
Good point.
That might have been great. And I'm thinking like guys like Detlef Schrempf that were out there and doing things where people said, there's a 6'11" guy getting away with that. Well, now every 6'11" guy is getting away with those skills.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Jackson is out there with Wayne Ellington. And it's Brown in at the 3.
Blake Griffin is still very, very strong, and that solid foundation and base is helping him on the inside.
Here's Sexton to the inside. Love with the bucket.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Detroit with the ball. Jackson drives in. Drummond finds Jackson. Misses off the right iron. Sexton with it. This one for 3. Rebound Andre Drummond. We'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, David?
Kevin, he said it was all about taking advantage of what the defense gives them tonight and not forcing things. He said the team that beats us more often than anyone is ourselves. When we lose focus, it's very difficult for us to win. It's something I stress to the guys on the way to the arena. See if they heard him, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And guys, how will they go about getting their shooting percentage where coach wants it to be?
Well, what you always see is that a high assist rate leads to a good field goal percentage. So that's essential for unselfish play.
Now, you nailed it, GA. If you don't get good passing out there, you're not going to get great shooting. So that will be a huge determining factor in this one.
Jackson. Love grabs the board.
Got to be a little bit questioning of the defense, because I'm sure they feel foolish for giving that guy that look. But they survived it.
Here's Brown. Plays it up and banks it in. Brown's got his first bucket of the night.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And Thompson throws it down.
Well, with Tristan's motor and that kind of reach, great job on finishing off the alley-oop.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Happy. Now Sexton following the three-point attempt by Blake Griffin. The shot by Sexton, no good.
This is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Brown outside. And Griffin scores. The assist by Brown. Griffin's got 6.
Like how Blake Griffin stayed very zoned in on the basket on that possession, and he's comfortable taking it at the defense.
Here's Sexton, and it's sent back by Drummond. Second chance effort, 8 feet away. Pass to Sexton. Good on the triple. Sexton's got his second basket.
Good to see Sexton knock it down from deep. A shot he needs to add to his arsenal.
Lobbed up there for Drummond. Stolen by Thompson. Here's Sexton. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 8 points for Colin Sexton.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And that's a foul called on Colin Sexton. That is his first foul of the game. And Detroit has possession. 4-point game. And that one's good. Drummond.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody. It's hard to believe he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
No doubt. His success converting around the rim is largely due to the one thing he does better than most, and that is fly.
And Drummond throws it down.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit, but the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Love the pass to Osman. Back to Love. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17 battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. It's good.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
Right for 3. They get it back. Love. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Kevin Love getting a little clever out there. Fantastic to get the D to bite on that pump fake.
And the first one drops. Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. Love's passing along is probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
The shot by Sexton, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it in.
And here's Love for 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
To the inside, and Drummond throws it down.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Ellington inside the three-point line. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And then uses his explosiveness once he's gathered the rebound to throw it down.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Pistons passing it around. Driven shot is off.
Well, from our angle, that looked like that was going in. But defense, fantastic how they contested it.
Clarkson, he's checked in for Brandon Knight. And a switcher also for Detroit. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Brown. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Thompson outside. Now the pass to Clarkson. And they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, that's a good call. Just keep arguing with the officials because they change that call all the time. Not.
Smith checked in for Jetty Osman. Now here's Jackson. Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. A 3-ball. A shot by Clarkson, no good. The Pistons trail it. Outside Griffin. Outside Jackson. Kicks it to Drummond. Shoots it. And it's Drummond with the jam.
and not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Now Jackson following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy.
It's pretty simple. I figured it out. He can't miss. Adding to the lead with ease and capitalizing on every opportunity. He can't miss. Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
And that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That is his first foul of the game. Henson's checked in for the Cavaliers. A shot by Clarkson, no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Makes it off the glass. Jackson's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
2 points. That one goes. Love's got 11 points.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And that's a foul called on Colin Sexton. That's foul number 2 for him. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. Wide open. New 24-second clock for Detroit. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen. You know, it's so rare to see a player who really struggles at the free throw line dramatically improve their free throw percentage. But that's exactly what Andre Drummond did last season, taking it from the 30s, how about up into the 60s.
And this is a shot that Griffin has successfully added to his arsenal, and he's looking more and more comfortable with it.
Here's Clarkson. Another 3 for Cleveland.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
And 60% of the free throw line below average for an NBA player. But for Drummond, it changes everything.
I mean, opposing teams much less likely to use that hack-a-shack method. That keeps him on the floor more.
Oh! Saw that.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Mason Galloway's checked in for Detroit. Ish Smith comes in for Reggie Jackson. Smith surveying the D, and it's Drummond with the jam.
I'm watching Ish Smith watch his teammates. Great swing to the wide open man for the uncontested shot.
Sexton the pass to Smith. No good with the triple. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Pistons. They trail by 1. Galloway kicks to Griffin. Galloway the pass to Griffin. Here's Drummond, and Henson sends it back.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Smith outside. With 1 on the clock. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
A good awareness there to beat the clock. Now they have a break in the action to discuss some other things.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Cavaliers on top, up by 3. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. We hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, got a huge advantage.
They've got Stauskas. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Sexton. Then there's Larry Nance. And it's Love in at the power forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
The shot by Sexton, no good. And, well, Detroit shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. That gives them the lead. And that's 13 points for Blake Griffin.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Sexton, that's in there. Love with the assist. And the Cavaliers lead by 2. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
To the inside. Stauskas kicks to Nance. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Larry Nance Jr. moves well out there, but he's also strong. So he muscles in, gets pushed, takes the hit.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Zizic has checked in.
What's up?
Nance, no good on the free throw. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
Passes it to Stauskas. No good on the 3.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now, here's Clarkson. He has 5. 11 feet away, and that one hits back iron. Galloway, the pass to Kennard. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Timeout called, Cleveland. The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys have 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Marquise Chris, he's checked in for Ante Zizic. Kevin Love comes in for Larry Nance. And Smith subbed in for Nick Stauskas.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Griffin down low. He's going up against Love.
Kevin Love got his hand up. That was just enough to alter the shot.
Sexton kicks to Smith. Puts it up from 15. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 18th rebound here tonight. All over the place. Cavaliers have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Smith, no good.
And a lot to dislike about that. I don't know where to begin.
Let's hope that he does not try that one ever again.
To the left side wing. Sexton, the pass to Chris. He dishes it to Smith. From 11 feet away, Smith missing again.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Sexton kicks to Smith. Drills it from outside. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Drummond finds Griffin. Here's Kennard. Chris with the rebound. Cavaliers leading. Smith feeling it out a bit. And another three for Cleveland.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Galloway, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Here's Sexton. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
Good work there as it goes.
What a look from Smith there. Ish with the dish.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
You look at the roster turnover that the Cavs have had the last few seasons. A lot of trades made, some hits and some misses. And you know the front office willing to make some deals to try to get this train back on the right track.
Cedi Osman, he's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Sexton. Here's Kennard. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And with the trades this Cavs team has made, several blockbuster deals in the last few years.
Well, they have a tough payroll situation that they're trying to deal with and manage and manipulate. It's tough for a young GM to try to find a way between sticking with what they've done, or is it a time to try to start to develop something for their future? You give them credit for doing everything in their power to still compete.
Right wing, here's Galloway. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 6th assist on the night. You talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
And the Pistons making a change here. Robinson's checked in.
First 3 of the quarter and 3rd overall, guys. The defense might want to step up just a little bit on him from this point on.
The feed to Griffin. And finished off by Griffin.
Wow, what a moment right there. Griffin putting on a show. He is just an awesome dunker.
Thompson, left side. Love. And Love with his second chance points. Love's got 9 points in the quarter.
You can tell right now the teammates are scanning the floor to find him and feed him. Why not? He's on it right now.
Griffin passes to Kennard. To the middle. Here's Drummond. The Cavaliers pull it in. The open look here for Sexton. Another 3 for Cleveland.
And what a huge performance for him. I mean, he drained 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, and he's got 2 more here in the second.
And stolen by Drummond. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Kennard.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
And there's no question Sexton can flat out score. I mean, he feels like he can get it done from anywhere.
And that's a foul called on Colin Sexton. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Pistons. Knocks it loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Baseline jumper, and Detroit again with the bucket.
Yeah, that's the kind of passing that opens up the eyes to Blake Griffin's overall talent.
Sexton dishes tonight. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing by 2. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, he's had bad first quarters before and has dug himself out. Here's another one tonight.
Stauskas is checked in for Sexton. For Detroit, they have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Yeah, it's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead.
In the corner, it's Robinson. They get it back. Drummond, and Thompson sends it back.
Well, Thompson lives in the paint, and defensively, occasionally, you're going to get the shots like that. And I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Connects from three-point range.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
And stolen by Knight. Over Jackson, and there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Knight's capable of hitting the mid-range shot. The defense has got to do a little bit better job of recognizing when he's in that area.
Back to Jackson, and just miss after miss right now. Cleveland leading by 6. For 3, Stauskas, and another 3 for Cleveland.
And they're not afraid to let it fly from deep. They're looking to extend their lead with the 3 ball here in the second quarter.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Brent, the league playing at a faster pace overall now. Will there ever come a time when every team will play with that same speed?
No, because one team will always be faster than the next. So it's never going to be exacting for every ball club. And as you and I have talked several times, Kevin, you got to play to your strengths. And even though teams are finding more positionless basketball players, some of these guys have attributes to their game where you want to get them in certain positions. That takes time.
It's all about personnel.
It's all about your personnel. And again, putting those guys in the proper place where they can succeed more often.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Sexton's checked in, and it's Osman missing. Pistons trail by 9. Robinson, that's good.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Osman, guarded by Robinson. The 9-foot shot, and Cleveland again with the bucket. 59 seconds left to play in the first half. Kennard kicks to Griffin. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Knight. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got 24.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No doubt without these contributions, they'd be in a much deeper hole in this one, no question.
34 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Robinson. There's the dish to Griffin. Lots of room. Count it, and the Cavalier lead has been cut back down to 7. The bucket there from Kennard.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Now Sexton. He kicks to Love. Shoots over Griffin. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
You like to finish things on a positive note, and he times that one beautifully.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. From one Kevin to another, you guys were dominant in that first half, and you have a big lead, but do you forget about that in the second half?
Oh, yeah. We got to treat it like a 0-0 game. I know we're going to stay in the locker room. We got to come out and win the third quarter. If we do that, we feel like we'll be okay. But like I said, this team is tough. We know they're capable of coming back.
Well, we'll see what happens, Kevin. Thanks. Now back to the other Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. What a performance so far tonight by Kevin Love. He had 29 points, 2 steals, and 5 assists. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. What do you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Some great work from them with the 3-ball. They came in with the idea that they can attack this D from long range. They were rotating the ball on the perimeter and letting it fly. And they got a good look. It's a strategy that paid off with a barrage of threes. That's my barrage sound, Ernie.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
As we return to look at the corner of Euclid and East 6th in downtown Cleveland, just a few blocks from our spot here at Quicken Loans Arena. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you, 2 quarters in the books. Kevin Love really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And how about that, already through 2 quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
Well, it's an impressive performance thus far, but it goes beyond just his ability right now. He's just simply outworking the opponent.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, the athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Wayne Ellington. And it's Brown in at small forward. Jackson drives in. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Knight for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Well, Knight confident shooting it off the pass.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Pistons. 15-point game. Pass to Drummond. The Pistons working the ball around now. Now Cleveland moving it up. But they'll get another chance. And no good. The Pistons shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Ellington from outside. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 9 rebounds now tonight. For the 3, and that one's good. Osman's got 6 in the quarter.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Here's Jackson. No good again that time.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Sexton, he's checked in for Cleveland. Cleveland leading by 16. The pass to Thompson. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Thompson shoots such a high percentage on the inside. Most of his shots coming around the rim.
Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And stolen by Sexton.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And he's just good at forcing the issue. Love seeing Sexton stay aggressive and just get under the D's skin.
And so he makes both from the line. And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. I mean, almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights. He brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Kevin Love with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And he's been taking it to the rack all game, and they haven't been able to contain him. They have to put up better fight on the inside.
Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Sexton the pass tonight. And another miss by Cleveland. Pistons trailed by 16. Griffin. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists tonight.
And the foot speed there of Griffin on full display. So explosive driving to the rack.
Hits the three-point bomb.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Outside Griffin. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Now here's Sexton. Guarded by Jackson. Shoots it up. The shot by Thompson, no good.
You can't afford to let guys get comfortable there. The defense somehow avoided that shot from going in.
Shoots. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist in this one. Jackson finds Drummond. Here's Jackson. Makes it off the glass. Jackson's got 11. Cleveland leading by 17 to the left wing. Here's Love, and Cleveland again with the bucket.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
And the rejection by Love.
Encouraging signs when Kevin Love is that intense on the defensive end. Swats that one away.
Here's Sexton, and another 3 for Cleveland.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
Pistons trail by 20. Here's Jackson. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. And that's 13 points for Reggie Jackson.
I've heard people argue that Blake Griffin could play some point, and actually de facto point forward is working out well for him.
Unloads from 13.
I'm shocked he missed that wide open look. He has to feel embarrassed he blew that one.
A shot by Knight, no good.
Yeah, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
And there's the call on Jetty Osman. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Zizic has checked in for Thompson. Nance comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Knight. Langston Galloway's checked in for the Pistons. Smith comes in for Reggie Jackson.
How about the Cavs last year, making it back to their 4th straight finals appearance alongside the Golden State Warriors. And for a team in a city that's just had so little to cheer and celebrate about, obviously LeBron James bringing their championship to them a couple years ago. Ultimately, the golden era of Cleveland Cavalier basketball.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Love checked in for Zizic. Chris comes in for Nance. And J.R. Smith subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
Love has a knack for recognizing when a teammate's going to break wide open.
Smith dishes to Galloway. Off target with his 3. And the Cavs and Warriors last year in the finals, Brent, the Cavs had a chance to even the rivalry at 2 wins apiece.
Well, they did, Kevin, but pretty much outmatched last year in the finals. Just too much roster change and not enough firepower to overtake the Golden State Warriors. The depth just wasn't there. It was a great ride last year with LeBron getting back to his 8th finals, but they came up short.
Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. The Cavaliers pull it in. Love's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Chris can't hit.
And he's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
His rebound total now in the double digits. Been an animal all night long. And his versatility on offense is so spectacular. He always finds ways to help put points up on the board.
Here's Sexton. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Brown wide open. He fires. Off target from 3-point range. Cleveland leading by 21. Smith right side. From past the arc. That falls. Good assist by Love. Love's got his 7th assist in the game.
Well, that's what Smith does best, a long-range specialist who loves to square up from outside the three-point line.
And that's a foul called on Colin Sexton. That will be foul number 5 on him. Kennard, he's checked in for Brown.
This guy is looking for some life preservers. He needs more help. He's playing well, but his teammates have to pick up the slack here.
Out to Chris. Shoots from 14. Yep, it counts. Chris has got 4 points in the quarter.
And the defense might start to want to respect the fact that Marquise Chris can nail that kind of jump shot.
Here's Galloway, and Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, I have no idea how he made that, but hey, sometimes a little bit of luck helps.
Sexton, the pass to Chris. Over Griffin. Chris can't hit.
Oh, and Nadeed did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in the season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Drummond, the shot, no good. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Love kicks to Stauskas. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And the Pistons making a change here. Baker's checked in. And, well, Detroit shooting 48% from the field as a team in this third quarter. Back to Smith. Shoots the 3. Chris with the rebound. Cleveland leading by 22. Love, right side. Passes to Chris. That falls. Great assist by Love. Love's got his 8th assist in the game.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Smith kicks to Griffin. Shot from 16. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Here's the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Osman's got 12 points in just the second half.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Here's Smith on target from 13 feet.
His release is just so smooth from the mid-range.
Tries it from 9. Here's Chris. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
Marquise Chris getting more and more used to using his body on the inside and dealing with the contact.
And 6'10" forward Marquise Chris, the 8th overall pick in 2016 out of the University of Washington.
And you know, Kevin, it was almost like he took a step back in year 2. Guy's an athletic pogo stick, but you're going to need more than just size and leaping ability if you want to succeed in this league.
Galloway taking his time here. In deep. No good that time.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really effective.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Cavaliers ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
We got to get down and get engaged at the end.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Zizic out there with Chris. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Stauskas in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Smith kicks to Maker. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Maker's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pistons. Here's Dellavedova. It's blocked.
That's great anticipation by Pachulia, using his length to turn that shot away.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Yep, that one goes.
Bucket earned, out-muscling and out-hustling everybody for the rebound.
Here's Galloway, and another 3 for Detroit.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Here's Zizic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Zizic has got 4 points this quarter.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Back to Maker. Launches a 3. No good on that one. And Cleveland the other way now. Here's Zizic. Over Pachulia. No good from Zizic.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Maker, no one around him, connects from three-point range. Maker's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for Detroit. Dellavedova finds Clarkson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
The Cavaliers leading by 21. Here's Chris. Drills the three-pointer.
Trying to build some confidence from the deeper rangers now. Chris wanting to get more consistent from out there.
And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Then for the Pistons, Blake Griffin comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And it's Jackson in for Smith. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Detroit, no good that time either. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Love, no luck.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
You know, having a point guard who can block shots is a luxury. Sexton with terrific timing and reach on that one.
Cleveland's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
Poor decision-making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
Here's Jackson, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
Looking more comfortable as time moves on. I think his middle name is Play. That would be Thon Playmaker.
Offensive rebound to the left side wing. Sexton. Love the pass to Sexton. And Sexton slams it in.
And how about the leaping ability there on the slam? Well, love how Sexton just rises up with confidence inside.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Again, the miss by Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. Count the basket and the foul. Sexton, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Smith has checked in.
Kind of an interesting year for Tristan Thompson, who saw playing time decrease, and some felt that his focus and his drive just wasn't quite the same. There was a lot of moving parts last year for Cleveland and around Tristan. Eventually he found his game late in the year, though, and was impactful in the playoffs.
Brown is checked in for Robinson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Now for Thompson, he certainly has seemed to take a step back, Brent. His contract is not helping the matter either.
Well, there were some distractions, I think we could say, legitimately last year with the things going on off the court. The fact is, Tristan Thompson was once viewed as a really good quality big man at the starting position of center or power forward, and has a lot of work to do in order to get himself back on some solid ground.
Galloway with the bucket.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Knight kicks to Osman. Back to Knight. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Andre Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Pass to Smith. Clock at 6. Jackson against Knight. Here's Thompson. He feeds it to Love. Knight for 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Pistons trail by 18. Pass to Jackson. That's tipped, and he's able to get it back. Back to Griffin. Jackson against Knight. It's good. And that's now 20 points for Reggie Jackson.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Here's Thompson. And the shot falls short this time.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another. And you need both elements working together.
And it's Smith missing. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. They trail by 16. Brown outside. And the pass to Jackson. The Pistons working the ball around now. He gets that one. 34 points for Andre Drummond.
He makes it look effortless out there. Until the defense actually presents a challenge for him, expect those kind of results.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Love.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And maybe him having a game like this will get things turned around for him because almost nothing has been going their way lately. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Cleveland's head coach was talking about with his team. He told them, the lead we've got is good, but we can be better. Take it to them. Stay on the accelerator. Looks like he wants them to keep pushing it, guys.
Here's Jackson. It's good. Jackson's got 24.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And it's Love missing.
He was terrific shooting the ball in the first half, but he looks a little bit slower out there, possibly leg tired here in the second half.
Shoots from the high post. The shot by Thompson, no good. And here are the Pistons now. They're on an 18-7 run. The shot by Ellington, no good. Cleveland leading by 13. Here's Osman, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
A different look now for Cleveland. Henson comes in for Tristan Thompson, and it's Jordan Clarkson in for Matthew Dellavedova. Brown the pass to Drummond. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. No good on that one. And the second free throw, good.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
The Cavaliers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Here's Clarkson. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Cavaliers lead by 17.
Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Might want to stop shooting from out there right now because it's just not working. He needs to look to get his teammates involved at this point in the game.
Here's Osman. Off target from outside. Pistons trail by 15. Jackson has the open look. Again, the miss by Jackson.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
A nice shot by Knight.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. The shot will not fall. The Cavaliers leading by 18. Knight for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Can't allow Knight to get that kind of space. He's excellent at knowing when he has room to shoot off the dribble.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Ellington inside the 3-point line. Off target with the open look. And here are the Cavaliers. They're on a 14-5 run here. They double team Love. Here's Osman. That ball's great assist by Love. Osman's got 18 points just in the second half.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And they let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
Comes in for Brandon Knight. And Detroit has possession. Unloads from 9 and good that time. Drummond's got 39.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
Inside, Jackson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
And it's Smith missing.
And a lot to dislike about that. I don't know where to begin.
Let's hope that he does not try that one ever again.
And it's Love with the ball for the Cavaliers.
How about that, Kevin?
What range on that shot.
That is deep. Get out your scuba gear.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Takes a shot at the elbow. The shot comes out, and Cleveland will come the other way.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Cleveland.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kevin Love.
He was in the zone. He's just a man on a mission, and that helped him notch that triple-double.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass. Always tough to work the closer you get to the basket. Nice job of finding an angle on the pass there.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Nice shot by Smith.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating. A well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
Hands with the ball is out of bounds. Clarkson touched it last. Pachulia finds Robinson. Pistons passing it around. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Smith fires from way outside. No good. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. JR, congrats on the win. What did your coach say to you before the game?
Well, coach came into us before the game and told us we can't lose any more games at home. So we got to come out here no matter who's in uniform and who's not. We got to come out here with a sense of pride.
Well, it showed tonight. Thanks, JR. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David